left to me, if I have a chance to really change the educational system, I'll make it in a way that nobody fails in class. Because that's what God made. There is really no failure. People are just different. The problem is that we've allowed a few people to use their own standard to determine whether we are good or not. Let me explain what I'm saying. When God created everything, every animal, every being, he gave them peculiar strengths. For instance, he made the fish to do what? To swim. The fish doesn't need to go to a school to learn how to swim. The fish doesn't need somebody to give him a certificate of swimming that you are now authorized to swim. The fish was born with what? The ability to swim. Listen, everything you need to make it in this life was already packaged inside you when you came. Don't let anybody call you a failure. God has not made any failure. Everything you need to be great, to be who you want to be, has already been packaged in. You are not going to import it into you. It's already inside you. If the fish doesn't need to learn how to swim, doesn't need to go to school to swim, doesn't need a certificate to swim, he has naturally. If the bird doesn't need any certificate to fly, he doesn't need to go to pilot school to fly. He doesn't need to learn how to use a compass to fly. Everything the bird needs to fly has already been put inside it from the day it was made. Am I correct? Then the two of them decide to form a general jungle or a general family or a general government. And they said, we'll be giving certificates inside water. So they say, bird, come inside water and let's measure your swimming. The fish will always come first in class. The bird will always come what? Last in class. You can't use water to determine who is smart amongst two of them. The fish is smart in water, but the bird is smart on the air. That's how human beings are made. Everybody is made uniquely. By the way, in case you don't know, it's not God that made school. School is not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not God that made it. It was a group of people that are academicians, which are good, it's not bad. But they have now made it as if you don't do well in this our area of strength, then you are not a smart person. You were made successful when God created you. When you go through school sometimes, they will now tell you are not successful. They say you have failed. Poor attempt. Average mark. Try harder next. They'll start telling you, they'll start brainwashing you basically to tell you that how God made you is not good enough. The guy that doesn't do well in class is not doing well not because he's dunce, but because he's not interested in. Let me read something one guy said here. He's not interested in how he's being taught. This guy's name is Paul Arden. He's a great guy. I love his book. I finished this book almost on one sitting. And I don't read that much. Or let me say I read slowly. But I almost finished this book in one sitting. This book is titled, Whatever You Think the Opposite. It's a good book to get. I think one of the lady that sells books, I don't know if she brought it, but she usually can get it for you. Lady that sells books outside. Listen to the guy. He said, going to university usually means I don't know what to do with my life. It sounds funny, but there's a lot of truth in it. Let me continue. Let me start again. Going to university usually means I don't know what to do with my life, so I'll go to university. Now, after I explain some of these things, I will show you the facts to prove to you that all these things we are saying is the truth. The facts are there, but you know the point of human beings is that even though the facts are there, we all keep deceiving ourselves and going in one direction. The facts are there to show that the people that control this world are not in school, or they didn't finish school. They can't finish school because I told you their minds are the imaginative one. You can't keep telling them what you are. It was the same lecturer that taught Bill Gates in Harvard that also taught Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, they dropped out and they are all both billionaires today. It was the same lecturer. The guy said two of them had the same behavior in school. They don't satisfy what you are saying. They want to research. They want to study. You're telling what are you telling me? Keypad, mouse. Those two of them, they had an inquisitive mind and it showed. Those two people couldn't have sat down to wait for you to finish. You are slow. We are reading chapter 1. The guy can't wait. And it shows in two of them now. Because those guys, they probably use more of their imaginative side. It shows from their job now. That they can't use the memory side. That one is slow. But you see, the school system, we say two of them are dropouts. Then they will tell the people that have finished that you are the correct person. That one doesn't do anything. He's living the same old boring life. Wake up, go to work, come back, traffic, sleep, wake up, go to work, come back. Boring. No? Always complaining. Always complaining. Kind of salary they're paying. This kind of life. Boring. We'll read the facts. The facts are there. The facts are there to show us that the guys that control this world, even the guys that run politics, is it the education they're using to run politics? He said, what it takes to win an election has nothing to do with school. The guys that run this world, the real education is compulsory, but if you are depending on school to get it, you're wasting your time because life is bigger than school. Life is too advanced. Let me read this. Going to university usually means I don't know what to do with my life, so I'll go to university. He said a gap year confirms this. Because you have to wait secondary school to university, it takes 1 year. You have to wait outside school. They are delaying tactics. Some people are lucky enough to know what they want to do early in life. The majority have great difficulty in putting their assets to useful purpose. He said, I feel sorry for these people. It isn't easy for them. He said, but going to university is not going to solve their problem, whereas going to work will. He was just trying to say, instead of going to university, go to work. He said, if you start work at 18, you are 5 years ahead of someone starting at 23. Very important. At 23, for all your education, you will still be the office junior. If you get your career decisions wrong when you are young, you can alter course. But at 28 or older, it's a bit late to find out you are in the wrong job. So don't go to university unless the subject of your learning is close to your heart. Go to work and do your learning in the school of life. Very important. He's saying instead of just, I'm not saying he's not going to university. The guy is just trying to make a point. Let me continue. He said, Mom, I failed my exams. He now wrote disaster, question mark. Is it a disaster? He said, no, it's an achievement. See what he said? It's commonplace to do all right or be somewhere in the middle. It's commonplace to do all right. I'm just all right, I'm passing. Or be somewhere in the middle. Being bottom or near the bottom has merit. He said, it means you are not interested in the run-of-the-mill way in which you are being taught. He said, your mind is elsewhere, fantasizing. He said, many people who bottomed out at school have gone to be rich and successful. Not due to their past marks, but because of their imagination. That's what I was telling you. He said, so in order to succeed in your failure, you have to think of your failed situation as a good place to start from. He said, good marks will not secure you an interesting life. He said, your imagination will. Did you get that? The guy was trying to make a point here that your imagination, the guy that doesn't listen in class, that can't remember what he's been taught, he has a strong imagination. The memory side of him is not good, but the imagination side of him is very good. So while they are busy teaching the same run-of-the-mill, dry, boring class, his mind is fantasizing. He cannot stay focused long enough to hear that boring lecture. That guy is the asset. What they should do in schools is to, from the day you come, they should find what you enjoy doing and let you do it. If people do what they enjoy doing, nobody will miss class, trust me. Babake, he's a comedian. If Ali Baba is lecturing on comedy, will you miss your lecture? You don't need encouragement. Do you need encouragement to go? Chemaraf, do you need encouragement to go for... but you see, they'll come and now teach Chemaraf, that is a comedian, how to dissect frog. You are going to be chasing him about to go for that lecture. Number one, he has no interest in frog. Number two, you are going to be taxing him on a side he's not strong, memory. Remembering the intestine. If people are taught in the area they are good, nobody will want to miss school. Everybody will be excited to go to school because he's being stirred up in the area that is good. Have you seen those guys in primary school that they are loados in quote in class, they don't pass, but when it comes to telling movies, the movie they watched 3 holidays ago, if they gist you the movie, you will never watch the movie, but from the gist, you know more than the person that watch it. That guy is a director. That guy is a movie producer. He's not a dunce. You are judging him based on a fish. He's an eagle. He's a bird. Judge him in his area of strength too. So a few people came together, started school, said if you don't get our certificate, you are not smart. But the facts are here to prove that wrong. Let's see some of the facts. Let's see some of the facts.
Hi there. Can I invite you to church? Any of these Sundays. On the mainland, our service starts for 7:30 a.m. and the second service from 9 a.m. The venue is Faglem's bus stop behind the PHCN office at Amodofin, Lagos. And if you stay anywhere on the island, our service on the island starts for 10 a.m. The venue is right beside Meadow Hall Schools, after third roundabout in Lekki, Lagos. I look forward to seeing you there. You'll be my special guest for this.
Let's even look at the common facts. Do you know that school is one of the least paying ventures in the world? And yet we all pay lip service to, you must go to school, you must school, you must. It's a lie. Almost every other thing sells more than school. Musicians make more money than the average lecturer. Comedians make more money than the average lecturer. Of course, you know there are comedians that for one appearance can collect up to 1 million naira, 700,000 naira. One appearance. 700,000 naira. Somebody else is going to work for about 2 years with the certificate. After I show you the facts, I'll show you some disadvantages of school. Of our formal school. Of course, you know movie producers make more than that. Sports people, that is the worst. Let's not even go into sports people. Let's not even try it. So, we've seen in life that even in terms of what we are willing to pay, we are willing to pay other people more than what we are willing to pay for the so-called education. Let me show you some facts. I have about over 110 or there about people. I can't read all of them because of time, so I'm going to mention about 50 or I'm going to run through them. All of them are popular people. The first guy here is Abraham Lincoln. He's a lawyer. He was also the former U.S. president. He finished 1 year of formal schooling, and he self-taught himself in trigonometry and read Blackstone on his own to become a lawyer. He read by himself to become a lawyer. He didn't go to school. The second person I'll talk about here is one guy called Amadeo Peter Giannini. I might not pronounce their names well. He's a multimillionaire. He's the founder of Bank of America. If you have been to America before, you know that's a major bank in America. He's the founder of Bank of America. He's worth about $500 million. Andrew Carnegie, we know that one, industrialist and all that. One of the first mega billionaires in the U.S. He didn't go to school. He was worth about $310 billion at his peak. 310 bill. Not mil, bill. He has no naira equivalent, I'm sure. You can't call it a naira. How can you call billion dollar? 300? There's no naira. Next person here is a lady called Ann Bella. Ann Bella is a multimillionaire, a co-founder of Auntie Anne's Pretzels. If you don't travel a lot also, you know Auntie Anne's Pretzels. I always buy their pretzels. Very nice. She didn't go to school. She's worth about $1.5 billion. No school. Barry Diller, billionaire, Hollywood mogul, internet marvel. He's the founder of Fox Broadcasting. Didn't go to school. Worth about $2.4 billion. Ben Kaufman or something, 21-year-old serial entrepreneur, founder of Cluster. Those of you that are internet people, you know what Cluster is. Dropped out of college in his freshman year. He's worth about $5 million. Ted Turner, CNN, we know that. You know CNN, everybody knows CNN. School dropout. Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft, is worth about $15 billion, almost $16 billion. dollars. Bill. Dollars. We know Steve Jobs, Apple. You know Steve Jobs, Apple? All of us have iPhone 6. People line up overnight to buy it. Steve Jobs didn't finish school. At the time he died, it was worth about 7 point something bill. How many of you know Ralph Lauren? In fact, he's the reason why I wore waistcoat today, because he likes to wear waistcoat. He's a nice guy. Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph, now the horse, the guy riding horse. Many people like it, the designer. School dropout. Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren, school dropout. Worth about $11 billion. All these people are school dropouts. There's a reason why it's like this. There are some characteristics it takes to be like this. Now we're going to try and look at some of them today. Benjamin Franklin, we know him. Inventor, scientist, and all that. He didn't finish school also. Worth about $10 billion. Billy Joe McCombs, billionaire, founder of Clear Channel Media. If you also travel a lot, they are a major media company. You see their billboards everywhere. Clear Channel, they are the one people that pioneered and use those media, this and that changes, those billboards that changes picture. Clear Channel Media. He's worth about $1.4 billion. Charles Culpepper, owner and CEO of Coca-Cola, dropped out of high school, was worth about $12 billion. Christopher Columbus, we know that one. Guy that explored the world. Coco Chanel. You know Coco Chanel? Ladies will know that one now. The founder of his fashion brand, a perfume bearing her name. That's Chanel, and number 5 and all that. $19 billion. No school. Colonel Sanders, the founder of Kentucky, KFC. We have KFC in Nigeria now, Abi. The founder of it, Colonel Sanders, dropped out of elementary school. Even though he went back to school later on, but he dropped out of school. Net worth about $3.5 million at the time he died in 1980. I'm sure the business is more than that now. Dave Thomas, billionaire and founder of Wendy's. I don't know if you know Wendy's. It's a fast food joint in America. I usually eat something called the Baconator. Baconator, okay? It's a bacon burger that they do. I like it a lot. He dropped out of school. Was worth about $234 million. David Geffen, billionaire, founder of Geffen Records and co-founder of DreamWorks. How many of you know DreamWorks? The movie company. Dropped out of school, worth about $6 billion. David Nelman, founder of JetBlue Airlines. It's a very affordable airline in America. I've entered it a few times. Net worth $1.7 billion. Dropped out of school. David Ogilvy, if you are in advertising of any kind, this is the father of advertising. He was expelled from university at the age of 20. His net worth before he died, I'm sure, was around 50, if he's still alive, around $50 million. DeWatt Wallace, founder and publisher of Reader's Digest. How many of you know Reader's Digest? Dropped out of school, worth about $250 million before he died. Dustin McAfee, something like that, is the co-founder of Facebook, one of the guys that founded Facebook. He dropped out with Mark Zuckerberg, worth about $7 billion. Frank Lloyd Wright, most influential architect that has ever lived. An architect that didn't go to school. Very interesting. Frederick Henry Royce is the auto designer. Henry Royce, multi-millionaire co-founder of Rolls-Royce. The person that founded is the co-founder of Rolls-Royce. Dropped out of school, elementary school, worth about $15 billion. I don't know if you know how much one Rolls-Royce costs today. Let's not even go there. George Eastman, multi-millionaire inventor, is the Kodak founder. How many of you know Kodak? Popular. Worth about $95 million before he died.
Hi there. Can I invite you to church? Any of these Sundays on the mainland, our service starts for 7:30 a.m. The second service from 9 a.m. The venue is Faglem's bus stop behind the PHCN office at Amodofin, Lagos. And if you stay anywhere on the island, our service on the island starts for 10 a.m. The venue is right beside Meadow Hall Schools, after third roundabout in Lekki, Lagos. I look forward to seeing you there. You'll be my special guest.